he finds balls as Anthony Edwards. Oh yeah, throws it down. He got the better of that sequence.
That was fun. They were lucky that wasn't turned over. Anthony Edwards!
A few in-game dunks that have looked like that.
Put that on a poster.
If you guys thought those two plays from Anthony Edwards were shocking, then just wait until you see these other ones we've got in store for you. We'll start off with this play with 8 seconds left in the game. Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves badly needed a bucket, down by 3 points. And Anthony found a way to get himself some space from behind the arc as he calmly hit a wildly tough falling away shot with a defender stretching out right in front of him to try and stop it.
Get it in for Towns, back from McLaughlin. The bounce to the outside, the jumper, good!
And Edwards kept his foot on the pedal for this next play against the Portland Trailblazers, hitting a brutal crossover to kick it all off. Then he proceeded to launch himself up into the air and throw it down hard to get the crowd pumped. Poor Robert Covington here, he thought he might have had a shot at stopping this from happening, but he didn't know Edwards could jump like that.
Well, it's one of the things you mentioned in the New Orleans game that you were, how about that move?
Anthony Edwards!
And I think it's time to put Anthony Edwards in the conversation of players who can bust out insane flashy dunks at any point in the middle of an NBA game. We already know guys like LeBron James, Zion Williamson, maybe even Donovan Mitchell, they can do it with ease, but Edwards throws his audition out here too. During a fast break, Edwards soars up for a windmill to completely silence the Philadelphia crowd.
24-17, maybe Korkmaz can get it going. Here's Edwards, look out, ready for takeoff.
It really does take a lot to stop Edwards when he gets a full head of steam. Just ask Brandon Ingram, who ended up getting tossed out of the way like it was nothing when he tried to stop Edwards on this drive. Ant picked up a steal and easily pushed Ingram aside to slam it down all over him with one hand. I don't think Ingram was expecting Edwards to be able to rise up for a dunk given his positioning on the floor, but he sure did.
Against a lot in the NBA is Anthony Edwards again.
Takes it away from Ingram. Edwards coast to coast!
It's not just athleticism, though, that Edwards brings to the table as a number 1 overall pick. Watch here as he sits back and absolutely cooks his defender out behind the three-point line. He had him bouncing around like he was stuck on skates, while Edwards simply flew around him when he saw an opening and capped it off with an uncontested layup.
Edwards. Oh, what a move by Anthony Edwards!
Unfortunately, things don't always go the way you're expecting, and that happened here when Edwards rose up to try and murder Isaiah Stewart with what could have been the poster dunk of the decade. However, he got a little caught up in the air and the ball didn't end up going in. Still though, the fact that he was willing to rise up against a taller defender on the baseline like this, with full intent to crush him beneath the rim, that was shocking enough.
Towns with the tap to Edwards.
Now, that last one probably didn't live up to its full potential, but this one definitely did. Edwards saw Paul Millsap juke out 2 of his teammates at the beginning of a play, so he started to come over to play help defense. Millsap didn't see Edwards come flying over, so when he tried to put in a layup, Ant swatted it off the glass. The insane block kicked off a fast break the other way to help his team put up 2 more points.
McLaughlin trying to take it away from Harris. Millsap gets Reed in the air. And on the other end, Taurean Prince drills it in. Hines. That is fantastic.
Sometimes Edwards just seems like a walking highlight reel, and on this next play, he shocks the world once again. Minnesota came away with a big-time stop defensively, and the entire team started to sprint out the other way for a fast break opportunity. Edwards had a ton of open space in front of him when he got the pass, and at that point, it was already too late for the defense. At first glance, it initially looked like he might just rise up over the defender for a layup or stop and pull an open 3. However, he decided to throw it down on the defense to give his team an energy boost.
Great job of forcing Durant to a tough shot. Then Durant went into Bembry. The Timberwolves have a 5-on-3, and Anthony Edwards.
And dunking in any way, shape, or form always seems to give your team a boost, especially down the stretch of a game. The Timberwolves were down by 20 points in the fourth quarter against Portland here, but Edwards wasn't done trying to make it close. He started to get some space down the baseline, and Anthony Simons stepped under the rim to try and draw a charge. Because, of course, there was no way he was going to block a dunk attempt without a running start. Even Harry Giles came over to swat it from behind, but it didn't matter. To the shock of both players, Edwards completely avoided the charge and then still slammed it down.
Edwards! Oh, Anthony Edwards, I'm not done yet!
And if you like poster dunks like that, watch here as Ant pump fakes to get himself into the lane, then completely obliterates Trey Jones underneath the rim. Not only did he pull off a nasty pump fake right away, but that dunk was a two-handed jam all over him to throw him all the way out of bounds afterwards. You don't see this kind of poster dunk every day, and it's honestly more shocking that the guy even tried to rise up and contest it, given the circumstances.
And Timberwolves fans have kind of had a front row seat on the differences of drop coverage, especially when you have, oh my goodness, Anthony Edwards!
It seems like at this point, having a strong runway doesn't even matter for Edwards. If you give him any kind of space near the rim, he's going to make you pay for it by postering you. And that's what happened here again when the Wolves took on the Denver Nuggets. Nobody remembered to hold on to Edwards when he cut to the basket, and Nikola Jokic came over and gave a half-hearted jump to at least try and get it in his head, but the poster was already there. Granted, it could have been worse if Jokic fully committed to the block. He just knew better than to test his luck here. I don't even blame him on that one.
Threes on Sunday. Vanderbilt able to get the Timberwolves a second chance, and Edwards cashes it in.
And I don't blame all 5 of these Houston Rockets players who were on the floor for this next play either. Edwards started to size up his defender before using a burst of speed to easily launch past him and get to the paint. The second he got past him, you could see multiple Rockets players kind of take a step in and try to defend it. That was until they realized how hot Edwards was coming into the lane. They all made the business decision to avoid landing on the wrong side of that poster dunk.
Doesn't look any worse for wear. Oh, I think Ant is just fine.
Now, everything about this next play is just beautiful. The Wolves kicked off a fast break against the Memphis Grizzlies, and the pass went ahead to D'Angelo Russell. Everyone was thinking that they could mess up right here because the pass was behind Russell to the point where he had to turn around to catch it. However, he used this to their advantage and flipped it immediately over to Edwards, who had all of his momentum still. And this was exactly the time when Ant smashed the ball down on the rim to get the crowd roaring.
You see.
Tyus Jones slips, falls to the floor.
He doesn't do that very often. Turn it over.
Edwards, he can do that! Anthony Edwards!
And even if 2 defenders are standing in Edwards' way, there's no worries.
Wolves on a 16-4 run. They force the turnover. Edwards, yeah!
And I think he caught the Cleveland Cavaliers off guard here as well. He started off by just going around a normal screen, but then just detonated towards the rim and flew past all 5 Cavaliers defenders in the process. As he flew past, defenders tried to sneak their hands over and slow him down, but again, it just didn't matter. He slammed it down and had Cleveland defenders just staring at each other, wondering what the heck just happened.
It's a 12-point game. Edwards angles off of Beverly. Oh, my goodness.
And unfortunately, being one step out of position can cause a slam dunk to happen. Here, Tyrese Halliburton watches Edwards receive a pass to his right, but he was a step too far away from him. He tried to swipe the ball, but barely missed it. Edwards then went on to dunk it down in front of everybody and made sure to keep that Indiana crowd quiet.
And then the Timberwolves come up with the stop. Russell looking to push the pace. Edwards gets around Halliburton.
All right, now it's time to end this video with another incredibly shocking play from the career of Anthony Edwards. Here, Karl Anthony Towns delivered a nice pass to Edwards as he used his body to stop a defender from inching closer.
So Bones Highland, a guy that you definitely you're rooting for, just not necessarily right now. Anthony Edwards.
Middleton, who's an excellent defender.
And now Edwards has 20 plus point or 20